Welcome to Backroads DIY. Today we're going to be working on my wife's 2021 Chrysler Pacifica. I got in this morning to take the kids to school. Had a really rough idle. A bunch of items popped up on the screen and it kind of went into limp mode. So it wouldn't go over about 10 miles an hour even with the pedal push all the way to the ground. So I parked it and now I'm getting ready to diagnose and see what the issue is here. So I've got my OBD2 scanner plugged in. Vehicle is off. I love this little thing. I picked it up on Amazon a couple years ago. I just went out and looked and it's still out there. I'll put a link in the description. It's normally $40. It's on sale for less than $25 right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start the car. And I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's really rough idling. Let's see what it pops up. Let's go back to the electronic throttle control, auto emergency braking, active braking is off. And I think it also said something about stability control too being off or needing service. There it is, service, electronic stability control, throttle control, and the active braking. And if I go up and look at the vehicle info just to make sure the battery is at 14.5 volts, currently charging. All right, so now we are going to pivot over here to our OBD2 scanner. Hopefully that's legible. There's a little bit of a glare there, but we're going to hit enter. It's connecting to the vehicle. Apologies, I can't seem to figure out where to put it to take the glare off. I'll give it a minute to connect. It's starting to hit its low idle now. All right, let's see. We're going to read the engine codes, read codes, store codes, and see if I can. So we got a camshaft position sensor. I've had that before. It's been on for a while. The dealership looked at it. They replaced the cam sensor. It came back on several months later. I'm going to skip that. And then the next one is going to be P0108, which is the Manifold Absolute Pressure, barometric pressure sensor, circuit high. So what I saw, sorry, there's a four-wheeler going down the road. What I saw when I Googled P0108 was that it's potentially the MAP sensor. So that's what we're gonna try to diagnose today. I went to AutoZone, picked up some throttle body cleaner. I'm gonna check out the throttle body as I have the air cleaner off and go ahead and clean that up if it has any varnish on it. And then picked up this mass airflow sensor cleaner, and we're gonna get the sensor off here. So I'm gonna first work on, and hopefully you can hear me over the engine here. Actually, let me go ahead and turn that off. Okay. All right, hopefully you can hear me better. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the intake off, air intake off. I'm gonna get the kind of vanity cover off here, off the intake, and then we'll come back and take a look. All right, let me get you caught up to where I am. So I removed the air filter cover. That's just two screws, Phillips head or a flathead. That pops right off. I disconnected the pipe. It goes over here. That's just a hose clamp. Just pulled that off. I left the vent connected. And then this was a either T30 or a 10 millimeter bolt. And then this is on top of on the throttle body here. So I just whittled that off the throttle body. And then here, let me get you down here a little bit closer. This is the IAT, the intake air temperature sensor. This goes into the side of the air box here. Sorry, it's really hard to hold right there. This literally just goes in, quarter turn, and locks in. But we're going to unclip this. We're going to clean this. And then this also There's a little stud back here. This needs to pop off. There we go. I'll take this out. And here's our MAP sensor. And then let's take a look at our throttle body. It's not too bad. It's some carbon on it. We're going to spray that off and clean that up with the throttle body cleaner. All right, first I'm going to take off this MAP sensor. This is just a little retaining clip. This pulls out. This all red here pulls out. Then push down, pop off that connection. I'm going to pop off the wire here off our IAT sensor and spray that off with our mass airflow sensor cleaner. We want to make sure we use something like this. It's made for electrical connections, not something as harsh as the throttle body cleaner. All right, I'm going to pause here, get those apart, and then we'll spray them off. All right, got the IAT sensor off. This wasn't very easy, but slides right on there. And I whittled a small screwdriver in here, was able to pry that apart. Take a look at it here. If I get it to focus, doesn't look too bad. We'll clean it up. The MAP sensor connection came off a lot easier. Just pull the red tab back, slide it off, and then this rotate 90 degrees and pop it out, or should pop out. Switching ends here. There we go. And that is very oily. So we're going to clean that off. The thing is the O-ring here, hopefully you can see, above the O-ring is dry, below it is not. So at least the O-ring is still in good condition. But we're going to, I probably won't be able to do this one-handed, but we're going to take the MAP sensor, IAT, and then we're going to take our mass airflow sensor cleaner, and we're going to spray them out. So let me go clean these off, and I'll be right back. All right, I got these cleaned off. I removed too much of the oil, sprayed down in there. They wasn't actually too bad. So we're going to put that back in here in a few minutes when it finishes drying. And the IAT wasn't really dirty in the start anyway. But they both look good. The MAP sensor, I did have AutoZone quote me a price on it, and they had them like $25 to $35 depending on which one you bought. So if this doesn't work, I'm probably just going to replace that MAP sensor. And while those are drying, I'm going to come in here and spray out this throttle body real quick. So I don't know if I'll be able to get this or not. Let's see here. Let's see how that looks. A little bit on top still there. Yeah, it's kind of dirty there. We'll spray it off a couple more times and we'll wipe off the inside of that throttle body. All right. Got some of it cleaned off here. Let's see how it looks now. I know it's upside down, but that looks much better. A little bit down there, maybe on the bottom. Let's see if we can wipe that off a little bit here. Let's spray it one more time. Come in here and try to wipe that area off. Try to keep too much of it going down in the intake. All right, let's see how that looks. I think that looks really good. Much better than it was. All right, so now we're gonna put everything back together. Oh, and while I was at AutoZone, they had this Techron Complete Fuel System Cleaner on sale. Buy one, get one free. I picked that up. I'm going to put it in the tank. Hopefully they'll finish cleaning the fuel system, the injectors, and whatnot. So we're going to make sure our MAP sensor is fully dry. It's been sitting for a while, so we'll come back. We'll put that back on. Slide it down, slide it over, and then snap our connector back in there. Nice positive click. And now, let's see if I can do this. I may have to do this and come back. So we're gonna have to slide the airbox back on, make sure we get the back stud on back there. Get it seated here on the throttle body well. Our screw back in over here. And then put our IAT in. Actually, I may go ahead and put the IAT sensor in right now before put it in there and rotate it. Yeah, I'm gonna pause and come back and do that. So I have two hands here. All right, we're back. Got everything except for the intake cover on. I'm gonna wait a minute to put that on. I've got the airbox back on. Everything connected here, tightened up. Screw back in. Everything tidied up. Now we're gonna go back and start the car, and it may start rough in the beginning just because some of that throttle body cleaner may have got down in the intake, but let's see. Let's start it up and see what happens. It's trying, there it goes. Now it started. Stalling a little bit. A little bit of rough idle there. Let's let it run for a minute. Still have the throttle control sensor. We're gonna let it run for a minute or two. Then we'll turn it back off and we'll start it back up. I did put the fuel system cleaner in as well. We'll give it a minute here. It's still in its high idle. It's coming down. Idle still coming down, almost 1,000, about 1,100 or so right now. All right, let's go ahead and kick her off. So wait a second here. Got our OBD2 sensor still plugged in. All right, let's start it back up. So a little bit of a rough idle there. All right. See if we still get all the same error codes. Yep. Electronic stability control. Yes. Servo throttle control. All right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear the codes. We're going to read them again. Read codes, stored codes. All right. So I'm going to go into my OBD2 scanner here and go down to erase codes. Yes, I want to. So we're going to turn the key off, it says. I'll turn it off. Come back. Erase codes. Yes, erase codes. Erase done. Okay. Now we're going to turn it back on. Started up well. Started up much better that time. All right, let's see what's high beams. Still need to service the electronic stability control, so I need to research that. And the throttle control still says, but it is much smoother. Giving it some gas. Let's see, let's try our OBD2 and try that again and see what happens. See if we get the same error code still. If so, I'm probably just going to replace that MAP sensor. I'll call that in tonight. They said they could have it next day. All right, read codes, store codes. Yep, still the MAP sensor issue. That's the only one right now. All right, so we're gonna. I may check O'Reilly's or Advance here in town. See if they have one in stock. If not, we'll place that on order. Then we'll come back and continue this video. Unfortunately. All right, we are back. Same day, but it is now dark outside. I made it to O'Reilly's. I called. They had one in stock. This is part number AS446. Again, it's AS446. And this was $30. Looks like it is the standard brand. So now we're going to open this up here. I'm going to sit you all down so I can rip this open. All right. Got the new part here. Put this in. And snap it in and lock it in. All right. Go back to the car. Open her up and let's see what happens. Started just fine. I'm not seeing as many lights. That's good news. Let me zoom you in here. High beams on. The auto start stop, that's been something I need to replace the auxiliary battery. It's under warranty. I just gotta get it out. All right, my throttle body warning light and notification is gone. The electronic stability control is gone. I can actually give it gas and it's responding. And as it's actually revving, it wouldn't go up beyond about 1500 RPM and then kind of stall on me. So I think we are actually good to go. So after all that, looks like it was the MAP sensor. Let me go ahead and shut the car off here so you all can hear me. Like I said, I went to O'Reilly's. AutoZone also had it, about 30 bucks. That was easy repair. All right, I'm gonna put the cover back on the intake here and we are done. Hopefully this video saved you some time. Apologies for the length of it. I thought maybe just cleaning it would take care of it, but that's what happens. Start cheap and work our way up. Hope this video helped you all out. If it did, I would appreciate a like, maybe a subscribe. Thank you for watching.